Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Fix that. Talking about this. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, I'm with you on that. It might not be real. It might be real. Honestly, I think there would be more targets on this. If this were legit, I think there would be more targets than what's on here. You know, Israel has anywhere from like 200 to, or what, 80 to 400 suspected nukes. I think there would be more targets than just what we see here. So either this is fake or it's not comprehensive. But clearly they would bomb the shit. They would, yeah, Fordo is on there, Isfahan, Tehran. So they have all of the, I can't really read the rest of them, but they have at least Tehran, obviously, but the two nuclear enrichment sites, or primary nuclear uranium enrichment sites with Fordo and Isfahan on there. Damascus in Syria, Takia, of course Beirut. I can't read that. I can't read. I can't read what that says. It almost looks like it says Gaza, but I'm not sure. Khan Yunis. I don't. Where's Khan Yunis? It is a Gaza. Okay. I don't know if they really would. I don't think they would nuke. Would they nuke? I don't think they would nuke Gaza. Honestly. I think they probably wouldn't. Because it's too close to Israel. Unless the jig is up and they think Israel's totally cooked. They would nuke Egypt. Main objectives, and then global deterrence attacks. Russia. Yeah, Beijing. European. What does that say? NATO summit in Brussels, Berlin. Anyway. Scary stuff. Like, I can't imagine they wouldn't also nuke, like, London and Paris. That's why, if that is a real leak, there's got to be more to it than this. 100%, there's more to it than this, I think. Unless they don't have the means of delivering all of those nukes to all those locations. More missile attacks. first day. So, okay. Anyway. I guess I mean, should I just do what Nick's up to? What's he talking about?
Son, I said this earlier.
I don't really want to just like restream his show, but he's gonna have the best insight.
Free tonight. Very excited to be back here with you tonight on Monday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show. We're going to be talking all about the Middle East again. It is now day 5 of the Israel-Iran war. And so far this weekend, there haven't been too many major developments on the battlefield. It's followed a very similar pattern. Israel is bombing Iran with their fighter jets and unconventional means. Iran is retaliating with ballistic cruise missiles and drones. The big question that we're going to try to answer tonight, this is the operative question, this is the subject on everybody's mind, and the subject of discussion for the past 5 days, whether the United States gets involved. That's the big question. That's the question mark that's hanging over everything right now. Israel and Iran have been effectively in a state of war.
You know, I've noticed a very clear pivot.
And this goes back to various acts of sabotage, assassinations, cyber attacks, proxy warfare.
Like
It's been going on, like I said, for the better part of 10 to 20 years. Now it's just direct and kinetic. It's something that many people thought was inevitable.
America should
but
not
the big question then, and throughout this
involved.
process and now, and in the coming days and weeks, is whether and to what extent the United States will get involved.
Problem is,
in
we're
particular,
already
to support
involved.
Israel's
What
strategic
they mean
objectives in the
boots on
conflict.
ground.
Again, like we said last week, and this is a very
I think
important
it's a
distinction,
means
which maybe we'll flesh out a little bit more tonight. We must make it clear that Israel's strategic objective in the conflict is to topple the Iranian regime. Very important distinction. I don't see anybody else talking about this. And if they are, maybe they don't understand the gravity of that distinction. Israel's strategic objective is not, strictly speaking, to disarm Iran and denuclearize them. That is not their ultimate goal. That is a secondary goal in the service of their primary goal, which is regime change. So whether or to what extent the United States supports that objective, that is the question. So we'll be talking all about that tonight, and it should be a pretty good show. It's going to be heavy on analysis. We're going to analyze it. I'm going to break it down. And this clip was posted, I think, after the show on Friday or Thursday. I reposted it on Twitter. This clip has been going around. Well, I found it, and I say that like people are just posting it. I found the clip. My updates channel posted it. But if you saw the clip, basically, I think it was a day or maybe a week after October 7th, I predicted exactly how this would play out. All of the events in the Middle East from October 7th until now. At this point, you know that. The reason I bring that up is because I was thinking about it today, and we have to apply the same logic that I always use, to predict how this has unfolded since then, correctly. That's the same logic we have to apply right now. And I posted about this on Telegram before I went live. And this is just a good heuristic. If you're watching the conflicts unfold, if you're watching that on the news, you're watching the updates, whether it's on Telegram or on Twitter or on TV, this is the important heuristic to keep in mind. It is far less important, the play-by-play, minute-by-minute updates, in particular, as it pertains to what the governments are saying. So minute by minute, you will hear CBS News, Reuters, and various other sources from Israel, from Iran. You will hear minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, various news sources. They will report what anonymous officials are saying inside the US government, the Israeli government, the Iranian government. You will see the president make statements. You will see the foreign ministries of the various governments making statements. It means almost nothing. It means next to nothing. Those things will not help you understand where this is headed. The only thing that will help you understand where this is headed, the only thing that has any predictive power, is trying to discern the strategic objectives of each country involved. Only through that lens can you actually begin to understand the dynamics of the conflict. And I'll preface the show by saying this right now, and then we'll flesh it out a little bit later as the show goes on. I said this earlier. It is important to consider that the dynamic between the state of Israel, the United States, and Iran has not fundamentally changed in the past week. Now, something did change in the past week. Israel initiated the kinetic warfare. Israel shot at Iran. Iran shot back. That is new. That is different. But the fundamental dynamic between the three countries, Israel, Iran, and the United States, has not changed at all. What do I mean by that? Iran presently still seeks de-escalation. It does not desire a prolonged conflict with the state of Israel. And our understanding right now is they're seeking an off-ramp. They're looking for de-escalation. And they're sending out signals to the United States that they would like to resume diplomacy. The president echoes that. He has said the same thing. The president says that, and there's been statements coming out of Washington, that they do not want to get involved offensively against Iran. The president is still open to diplomacy, so he says. Israel, on the other hand, is aggressively pressing its strategic objectives. They are bombing Iran. They initiated the conflict. They're looking to degrade and diminish Iran's nuclear program, its ballistic missiles program, degrade its civilian and military infrastructure, and ultimately seeks regime change in Iran. This is the exact same dynamic from 1 week ago. Iran and the United States seeking diplomacy, pursuing diplomacy, and Israel being threatened by that and trying to sabotage it. The only difference is that Israel has escalated its tactics to sabotage the diplomacy. The reason this matters is because if you're trying to discern where this is going, understand the dynamics have not fundamentally changed. And if the pattern for the past 2 years has been Israel slowly escalating, the United States failing to restrain Israel, and Iran being forced to react. If those dynamics have not changed, we can expect that pattern to continue, which is Israel escalating, Iran fundamentally not seeking more conflict in the United States, wanting diplomacy, but failing to restrain Israel. If that's the same logic, we can expect more of the same. So we'll talk about all that. We're going to flesh that out a little bit more. But that's going to be our show. We're going to talk all about it. We'll bring you the latest developments from the battlefield. We'll talk about what has been happening over the weekend. We're going to evaluate what Israel, Iran, and the United States want. We'll predict what's going to happen. And we'll also talk a little bit about this schism in the MAGA movement, which begins to be, or which seems to be emerging between Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump, between America First and America First. Those that are against the war in Iran and those that are actually open to a war in Iran, depending on how things play out. We'll talk about that too. So it should be a pretty good show. Before we get into it, I want to remind you to smash the follow button on Rumble. Make sure to subscribe here. We've gotten a lot of new subscribers in the past week. Everybody's checking out the show because I have the best analysis. I know what I'm talking about. I've been following this for many years. I have the most information, and I think I'm providing the best analysis out there. So everybody's following. Everybody wants to see because I was right. So make sure to follow me here. And a lot of people are saying, I hate this guy, but I watch his show because it's so good. Look, you don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me. But if you want the best information, if you want the best analysis, this is where you're going to get it. So smash the follow button, smash the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the show. What else? Not too much else. Hope everybody had a great Father's Day weekend. I got a little sunburned. My arms are killing me in the suit because I got sunburn on my arms. I was playing golf this weekend. Can you imagine? But it was fun. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a delicious weekend of vindication. I woke up today and I said, am I in a Culver's restaurant? Because welcome to delicious, scrumptious, sumptuous vindication. Right About Everything Award. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Right About Everything Award. And I'm handing out Fell For It Again awards. It's an award ceremony. We're in the Hall of Trophies. And I'm just racking up Right About Everything awards. And you're racking up Fell For It Again awards. And I love to see it. Also, how about this military parade? Before we get into Iran, we have to talk about the military parade first.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This country is cooked. We are a third world empire in decline. Did you see the military parade? This is the parade that liberals were so worked up about. They had 6 million protesters across the country doing this no kings demonstration. This is America. We don't do kings here. I think we could have done without it, honestly.
Because that military parade was so pathetic. I don't even want a king anymore. You know, maybe liberals were right.
So
maybe
shabby.
Kings are overrated because that sucked.
Bro.
How is it even possible? We spent $1 trillion on the
bozos?
military. That cost
it takes like
$50
2
million
days to train people how to fucking march, man.
And they had a woman holding up a quadcopter over her head. Did you see that? That was the lowest energy, most disorganized, weakest parade ever.
The people in military
in a real
do not
dictatorship,
give a shit.
Every one of the soldiers that marched would have been court-martialed and shot for that. They weren't even marching in time. Did you see it?
Our
it was
country's
like a
cooked.
handful of guys, and they were just all kind of walking like this. You know, in like North Korea and in China and in India,
everyone was making those comparisons.
It's a display of efficiency and
India's
discipline and
funny,
synchronicity. You know, they're marching in time.
It's like, it's not
and
fucking hard,
tanks
man.
and missile carriers,
It's
and the
really
leader
not.
looks on. The supreme leader looks on in a beautiful outfit. And the soldiers are there in ceremonial clothes, and they're marching like robots in perfect obedience.
Dude, they were in fatigues, man.
Perfect hierarchy.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a display. Missiles and tanks and armored cars and helicopters. The Taliban had a better military parade. How is that even possible?
Our military, I think, is going to get embarrassed,
The
man.
Taliban had a better military parade
embarrassed.
with stuff they stole from us. They're a bunch of towel heads riding camels. They had a more efficient military parade than we do. North Korea has a better military parade than we do. Our military parade, they weren't even marching in time. I've seen marching bands. I was in a marching band that was better than that parade. It was like, okay, let's do like a tank, and then let's have like a couple of guys, and then let's have like a dozen guys, and then let's have a guy holding up a quadcopter. They were holding up a drone. Why don't you fly them? You know, in China, they do these like big elaborate displays where there's like 1 million drones in the air. And they're playing out like America getting nuked with drones. They're creating like buildings out of drones and pictures out of drones. And we had like a little girl soldier barely able to hold up a quadcopter.
Dude, even Mexico had a more formidable
Look, it's a quadcopter.
Display. They had like a puppy
Holding
division.
It up
they had
with
a bunch of like female soldiers carrying puppies, and it was more intimidating.
And nobody was there. It was sparsely attended.
Nobody gives a shit.
I saw one video. There's like a tank driving down the street.
Service members don't give a shit,
and there's
and
like
your average
some
American
military personnel yelling
That's how you know,
at the
like a lot of Americans, if we get
thing.
boots on the ground, if we get directly involved, are gonna fucking die. They're gonna come back in body bags.
Sir, you can't
the morale isn't there.
While like one tank pathetically,
just, people are so
with zero
indifferent.
aura,
there's
crawls
apathy.
in front of an empty
There's clear
field,
apathy.
and there's a guy waving on it.
Yeah,
There's like one tank auralessly driving in front of an empty field while some like fat bitch is yelling at the mouth-breathing masses. You can't stand there, sir. And there's like a giant UFC advertisement behind them. What are we doing? Brought to you by Bud Light and Palantir. And they're doing this like electric guitar instrumentalization.
Oh, that was the worst part, man.
Like Def Leppard? Oh my gosh. I wanted to kill myself. That had so little aura, I wanted to kill myself. And I talk the most shit about America and America's military. I feel like an idiot now. Now I want to kill myself because that's how pathetic it was. That's the U.S. military. I've said this about America for a long time. It's like we sold out our country to Indians and Mexicans and Jews, and we don't have any culture. It's like a big shopping mall. It's a big strip mall. It's a big Walmart. We're all fat, and we all wear athleisure wear everywhere. To Zog Slop. We eat Zog Slop. We watch Zog Slop. We wear microfiber shirts everywhere. We wear baseball caps everywhere. We're all fat. But at least you could say 20 years ago, hey, at least we're rich. At least everyone's living in a McMansion and McDonald's is like $1 for 3 cheeseburgers. And we do have an awesome military. Now you can't even say that. It's like we're a cultural sewer and our military sucks and we're poor. And we're using Klarna to finance DoorDash. We're using Klarna to finance our Walmart groceries. So it just blows. And honestly, I just don't even know how people keep up this like role play with Trump. I see there's just this shrinking contingent of MAGA cheerleaders, like the most pathetic people in the world. People that will eat garbage out of a garbage can and say, thanks, can I have more? I'm talking about people like Scott Greer, John Doyle, Patrick Casey,
Dude,
that Isker
John
guy.
Doyle is the fucking worst, man.
I'm talking about Captive Dreamer. I'm talking about Bronze Age Pervert. I'm talking about this increasingly small group.
At least you could say that, like,
ironically, it's only this like section of the far right,
subverter.
So-called.
He's not like
that will just
good faith actor
with both hands.
John Doyle is just a fucking dumb boy.
They'll gorge themselves on whatever Trump will feed them, and it's increasingly just
worse,
garbage.
Honestly.
Today, the Trump family puts out a Trump mobile service. Are you kidding me? Trump NFT trading cards, Trump coin that's a rug
Trump
pull,
Bible,
Trump phone. With telehealth for all the boomers, for all the dying boomers that watch Fox News. It's a mobile plan and a pharmaceutical plan. $47 for your MAGA mobile plan, complete with a remote explosive in case Israel needs to kill everybody. In case the boomers go against their war, then they blow them up like Hezbollah. Trump phone. He's dropping the papers today in front of Keir Starmer. The military parade was ass. He pulled out the chair for Bibi Netanyahu. They stopped the ICE deportations. Today, he says America first means a war with Iran. But it hasn't stopped the MAGA dick riders. It hasn't stopped the MAGA shills from just gobbling it up, inhaling it, The least shameless, most disgusting, most embarrassing crowd of people. Nick
has made that comparison actually several times.
I'm honestly just grateful I had the foresight to disassociate a year ago. And even before that, I'm grateful I had the foresight to disassociate in 2022 when I joined Ye's presidential campaign.
Negative are a fucking loser.
So
like
anyway,
he should be like getting
that military parade. I was kind of looking forward to it. I was like,
political authority
kind
whatsoever.
Of like
just not
waiting
an original
and seeing
like
maybe it'll be really awesome.
Heck off, commie. Bruh, can
maybe
you kill
we can
yourself?
say at least it's gonna
heck
have
off, commie.
dictatorship vibes.
How did that
at
ever
least it
pass
might be aesthetic?
The fucking writing room.
But
that makes me want to vomit.
It was bad. I think, and I'm being objective
alone,
here.
Like,
if it
make
was
that
cool,
my tagline for my show.
I love military stuff.
Bruh.
You know me. I love missiles. I love tanks. I love battleships. I love that stuff.
I do too.
I would have loved nothing more than to see a grand stage.
That was my autistic fascination growing up.
And missiles parading down Washington, D.C. with ranks of soldiers. I would love nothing more than to see that. I would love nothing more than to give a reluctant Roman salute. You know, kind of just like okay, you know, like I know I've been down on Trump. I know I've been critical because of his principles.
Dude, he's like,
I would have loved nothing more than to be like, you know what?
If nothing else,
kinda, you know, it's kind of awesome. I would have loved to do that. I would have loved to been like, you know
what? He's a bad leader.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, it's kind of like hail Trump, hail victory a little bit.
You know, part of being a leader is actually having aura and inspiring your people.
I watched it and I hated it. I was nervous that it was going to be awesome because I'm a little bit of a hater now. And I saw they were doing a practice and they were wearing the Vietnam uniforms. And I said, whoa, they're going to be in costumes. I was
actually shocked.
And then they're not walking in time. I'm like right in time. They're not marching in time. There's all these women in there. Then they're holding the drone overhead. They got like one robot dog. I'm like, are you kidding me? This country sucks.
Even the Ranger Regiment looked like shit,
we need a real dictator. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for years. They think he's Hitler. He's not. They think he's Hitler like it's a bad thing. Some think he's Hitler like it's a good thing. Neither. He's no Hitler. He's no Caesar. He's no Napoleon. He's vaporware. He's frump. Okay, he's drumpf. What's his name? Was that Stephen Colbert? Stephen Colbert had it right the first time. He's just drumpf. I hate to go there, but it's just sad. It's just sad. And by the way, last thing I'll say, then we'll move on. This was the 10-year anniversary of Trump coming down the escalator. And I will be a little bit serious here because I'm just remembering it's the anniversary. Here we are, 10 years in. It has been 10 years since Trump came down the golden escalator, which is such a tired thing to say at this point, so trite. But it's been 10 years since Trump announced he was running for office in 2015 and changed the world and plunged us into this 10-year Trump-era culture war. The border wall has not been built. The war in Iraq is not only still going on, but it's about to be renewed for another season. A spin-off series is about to be greenlit.
This whole 10-year
He's creating a database
period,
for
it was like Trump
Palantir,
was just a pressure
which is the
release
latest
valve
Silicon Valley defense contractor,
for any kind
run
of
by
authentic
liberal
right-wing,
Jews and homosexuals.
any kind of real nationalism. It was all poured
millions
into
of
Trump,
illegals have poured in. The number of illegals is now higher than it was when we started.
It's like actually
and it doesn't
demoralizing.
seem they're going to be deported. The government is
Trump
filled
bought the
with
regime
Indians
like another
and
10
gays
years.
and neocons.
Certainly at least another 5.
He's endorsing people like Vivek Ramaswamy, a new generation of Republicans that are somehow even more liberal than the GOP establishment before he came into politics.
Vivek is the absolute worst, man.
If you look at the House and the Senate, there is realistically zero MAGA contingent except for maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene.
From that anchor
Others
baby.
like Madison Cawthorn and Matt Gaetz got blown out. The old Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell got replaced by somebody equally bad, John Thune. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy got replaced by somebody just as bad. 10 years into the MAGA revolution, and it seems like Trump became everything that he swore to destroy.
Otherwise, it's like, why watch
me?
As a just watch Nick.
In this second term, for his third election campaign, he raised billions of dollars from Zionists, Wall Street, Silicon Valley. In 2015, he claimed to be the ultimate outsider, not a politician. Now he's the ultimate insider and the ultimate politician, endlessly campaigning. When he started, he said he would deliver a true victory for the American people. Now it's all fake victories, fake gestures, empty rhetoric, bald-faced lies. Said we would build a wall. There isn't one. Said we would end the endless wars. We're about to start another one. Said he would drain the swamp. Seems like now he's a part of the swamp. He's empowering the swamp. J.D. Vance is a protege of a CIA contractor, and he's the heir apparent to MAGA.
You think so?
I got into this when I was 18 years old.
What if I'm being critical?
I became a Trump supporter in March 2016.
I hate you, Nick. I disagree.
I campaigned
for
Donald Trump in New Hampshire in 2016.
I'm seething.
I was a MAGA student. I joined the alt-right. I dropped out of college, started a live stream based on the Trump movement. I'm now an adult. I'm now 26. I've been through a lot, and I become completely disillusioned with MAGA, Donald Trump, Trump world.
Let's put a pause on this then and do something original. Don't want to be a complete lazy piece of shit. Just siphoning off somebody else's content. I was just curious to see if he had any like fresh takes. Anything specific. Dude, it's true though, man. It's like, what is this? Trump has directed DHS to reverse course, begin targeting farm workers again. Stephen Miller is noted as privately opposing Brooke Rollins and business lobbyists who benefited from Trump's decision to avoid targeting farm workers. Look, man. Give me the numbers. Show me the numbers. Show me the fucking numbers, okay? Trump is based. Oh, Trump cucks out. Oh, Trump is back. It's like, dude, it's the same fucking spiel. Over and over and over again. People have to stop glazing Stephen Miller. He sucks. It's all pill pull. Dude, shut up. Mike Collins, you fucking...
He said today his position has not changed. What you're watching in real time is peace through strength and America first. Our job is to be strong. We are postured defensively in the region to be strong in pursuit of a peace deal. And we certainly hope that's what happens here. And America First means we're going to defend American personnel and American interests. So when you see jets and you see air defense assets and counter UAS assets, that's because my job as the Secretary of Defense is to ensure that our people are safe and that we're strong so that we can set the conditions for a deal. And President Trump's made it clear it's on the table. The question is whether Iran will take it.
All right, so the deal is still on the table, but all options are on the table from what it sounds like. What does that look like?
How is there... Dude.
What it looks like right now is we're vigilant. We're prepared, and we've messaged consistently from the beginning that we're in the region to defend our people and our assets. And Israel took an action out of self-defense. We believe that Iran, as President has said from the beginning, should not have a nuclear weapon. That position hasn't changed. They can give it up peacefully. That position hasn't changed. And as a result, right now, we've got assets in the region, and we're going to defend them. And we're going to be strong in the process. So people are reading into a lot of aspects right now. We're strong. We're prepared. We're defensive.
That was weird. Yeah, I love how they're pivoting. Yeah, this is somehow America first to go to war with the country we really don't have a beef with. Yeah, somehow this is America first. When Trump ran the first time on ending wars in the Middle East, here we are about to kick off the biggest of them all. Dude, Kyrie Irving is a groiper. I don't know if you saw this.
God bless America. God bless the United States of Israel. The United States must get involved in this fight in order to protect the United States. God bless America. God bless the United States of Israel.
United States of Israel.
Oh, what the fuck?
Dude, why are Twitter video? Why is the quality of Twitter videos just absolute dog shit?
Twitter, yeah. Oh man, Interesting. Okay.
Kyrie.
Bro. It's crazy you can go from like talking about like this and then just on your timeline you just you just see Ashio. Oh here bro, this shout out to bro.
Do you know the Kyrie lore? How they made him apologize to Jewish groups because he like retweeted something about like black Hebrew Israelites. He had to pay like $600,000 to Jewish groups, go to like re-education programs. Yeah, he knows what's up. Kyrie Irving.
He's still aiming for.
W. Myron. Breaking. Oh, this is. That's crazy.
Exclusive satellite images revealing the location of a previously unknown Iranian nuclear site.
Another nuclear facility? Dude, what if they already enriched uranium? What if they already have a nuke? Oh my gosh, and the open border under Biden, what if the Iranian sleeper cells smuggled in a nuke on American soil? That's crazy. What? No way. We've got to bomb Iran right now because they could have a nuke on American soil. We got it. You see what they're doing, man? Dude, God's sad is, look at this fucking, dude. Look at this guy. Look at this, dude. Bro. If I were to like trace this guy, like a stencil, people would call it an anti-Semitic. Dude, shut up. I do not have a Jew nose at all. My nose is not Jewish at all. You kidding me? It's not hooked. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'm not taking that bait. I know it doesn't. Nice try, though.
Task at hand. Be all in, President.
Lindsey Graham is literally a homosexual.
Trump in helping Israel eliminate the nuclear threat. If we need to provide bombs to Israel, provide bombs. If we need to fly planes with Israel, do joint operations. But here's the bigger question. Wouldn't the world be better off if the Ayatollahs went away and replaced by something better? Wouldn't Iran be better off? Tom Cotton is coming.
No, it literally would not. Is Iraq better off? They have rolling blackouts still. The country is far more violent. Literally, Iraq is much worse off. They have pedophiles running their police and their military. So true, Jordan B. So true. I'm glad I didn't vote. You cat turd sucks. Fucking dumb boomer. You want to liberalize Iran so we can have Iranian baddies wearing hoop earrings listening to Sexy Red on a stripper pole? Bro, dude, look at you already essentially have that, man. And there are a lot of Iranian hoes. It's already a fairly liberal country, believe it or not. You know, like just look at the videos that the youth are putting out in Iran. You have like self-described lesbians putting out TikToks in Iran. It's not the fucking Sharia law country that these neocons are trying to make it out to be. That doesn't really fit their narrative. And don't get me wrong, it's not as westernized, it's not as liberal as America, but it is not the cartoon Sharia law fiction that they're trying to make it out to be. You think they're trying to get colonized by some BWC? Why don't you go and find out, bro? Why don't you go and find out? I know you love the Caucasian Iranian baddies, the Aryan Iranian baddies over there. Oh, bro. Latinas of the East. Yeah, you really are Mexican. That's crazy. White nationalists. Don't ask a white nationalist what the race of his girlfriend is. Alright, this is, we're just kind of slowly watching this war play out. Blow for blow. Strike for strike. Kind of just have to wait and see what happens. Israel has now demanded that, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Has now demanded twice that the United States gets involved. Though it's just gonna be reports about missiles flying by. Intercepted, return fire. Oh. See what the New York Times has to say. Or a bunker busting bomb. Like, it's kind of like, dude, they have female news anchors, bro. Like, literally have female news anchors. I'm not a robot. What the hell? What? I am blocking JavaScript. Okay, that's probably not true. I am blocking their, I guess they got wise to my, plugin that blocks their, access to their articles. You need a paid subscription. I have to figure out a new way around that. They're not as slutty as I need them to be. Bro, fucking get a grip. Stop being so horny. There's plenty of slutty Middle Eastern women in America, bro. Or go visit Europe. You'll find a lot of them over there too. Yeah, I guess I can't actually click on this shit. Damn it. I'll have to find a new plugin. Ranoons. Another article. If they're already sluts, you need to turn... Okay, bro. Bruh. Bruh. Yeah, well, fly over there, bro. They need you. They're saving you, dude. Damn, a 2-hour true history of World War II truth nuke by Ranoons. I'll have to listen to that later. I won't listen to this on stream because it's not for everybody. But, this is interesting. Stephen Starr. I don't think I've read anything by Stephen Starr. There are 12,000 nuclear weapons in the world. 3 of them can destroy the U.S. Okay, this is a hypothetical, hypothetical scenario where I guess he's describing how the U.S. could be brought to its knees with just 3 EMPs. I'm gonna have so many baby mamas if I get drafted and go there. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, 250 miles above Johnson Island and first world record high electromagnetic pulse. 860 miles away from Hawaii, far enough away to prevent severe retinal burns in the eyes of the observers in Honolulu. Okay. Sort of getting the gist of this. Just breaking up the different electronic grids. Look at this Patriot edit. Dude, I wish I could. Fucking annoying. Okay. I guess I have to pull it up on here. Is that Klaus Schwab? Yeah, let me just pull this up on. Oh.
Bravo 6, going dark.
Defeating the radical left, the Marxists, the agitators, the anarchists. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will liberate America from these villains once and for all. As my first order of business, I hereby declare martial law.
You have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. Putin's a killer. A lot of killers. There are a lot of killers. Well, you think our country's so innocent?
Death penalty. Bring it forth.
The only good communist is a dead communist!
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism.
Americanism, not globalism.
That threatens the very foundations.
Will be our credo.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
If only, dude.
As angry as it gets.
If only.
I think this is going to cause a little more anger.
If only. If only, right? If only. If only, bro. Dude. You know, if Trump had lost, then at least his legacy would have been preserved. We would always be guessing. We'd always be wondering how a second Trump term might have panned out. But now we know, and it fucking sucks. It fucking blows. It's like Trump is the exact opposite of all of this. Yikes. Yikers, man. Just... Oh, dude. Yeah, you just can't even pretend anymore. You just can't even pretend. So fucking cooked. So absolutely cooked.
Exactly what the casualties are. Give me 1 second, actually. Just give me one moment.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Someone might be at his door. That's not good. 17. Oh, shit. What's going on?
Contra.
That's not good. Dude, Nick almost never does that. The last time, like, that happened, somebody was, like, pestering him at his door. There's usually a very good reason if he takes an intermission. That's a little scary. It's a little scary. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Here's the thing. Let's just do a little bit of brief analysis here. So obviously Israel wants us to fight the war on their behalf. If this administration puts boots on the ground, which is exactly what will be required in order to topple the Iranian regime, you cannot destroy the nuclear facilities through airstrikes. They are too well shielded. Not even nukes could take them out. It requires boots on the ground. If you think that the protests were bad before, just imagine how bad they would be if this regime, if this administration legitimately goes to war with Iran. We would quickly see, I think this would accelerate the collapse of the American empire. We would be totally preoccupied with Iran. No doubt, China would seize the opportunity to take Taiwan. I think that's clear as day. That would be the perfect opportunity for them to do so. Furthermore, I think Putin would seize the opportunity to blitz through Ukraine. With the rest of the West preoccupied in Iran defending Israel, again, the perfect time. There would be no way for America to protect its assets in Ukraine, nor in the South China Sea. So the writing is on the wall for why fighting Iran is a bad idea. And that's not to mention how it will be incredibly unpopular. His base literally MAGA would be done. It's already on its last ropes. It's already been fractured. This would collapse. This would collapse the whole MAGA movement. And I think that's why you're seeing people like Charlie Kirk. You're seeing people like Matt Walsh. You're seeing people like who's the other one I saw? A number of Tucker Carlson. Now all of a sudden they're saying, well, we shouldn't get involved in Israel's affairs. We shouldn't go to war with Iran. Well, it's a little too late for that. We've already been funding Israel for decades. We've enabled them to, we've enabled this aggression that we're seeing. We're already involved. I think what they really mean is they don't want to see American boots on the ground. Again, it's too little too late. The time to have been against American intervention in Iran would have been last year, when we could have possibly gotten some assurances before the election by withholding our vote. You assure us, you give us some guarantees that we're not going to go to war in Iran, then MAGA will vote for Trump. But that didn't happen. And so it is a very tough sell. I think it is a very difficult sell for them to try to convince America, both the left and right, that this is in our interests. I think we would see a massive uptick in civil unrest. You might even see defection in the military. I mean, you see the state. I mean, I think that the military parade just kind of said it all. Our military is filled with people who are indifferent. What if you're in the military? Why are you in the military? What are you fighting for? A lot of the people are in there for a check. They're in there to have their education paid for. There's not a lot of ideologues in the military anymore. Not a lot of true patriots. The army has always been dog shit with marching. Dude, that's cope. That's fucking cope, man. That's cope. You can say that all you'd like, but it is a public display of power and coordination. It takes 2 fucking days to get that shit together, and they couldn't do it. A week. It took a week to figure that out. It is a display of power and organization. It's Trump's reputation. It's the regime's reputation on the line. Why haven't they figured out how to march? Because it's not just like does that inspire power? Does that inspire strength? Simply saying they've always been dog shit is not an excuse, man. And furthermore, I just think that's a representation of the military. It's a poor representation. And I think, how are you going to convince a bunch of people to go fight a war in Iran? Who's really going to be on board with that? It's not going to go the way of Iraq. It's going to be a lot more bloody. It's Like, Iran is a industrialized country. They have 3 times the population. They're better equipped, better armed. A lot of Americans are going to die. I just don't see the morale. The morale isn't there. There's so much indifference. It's apathy, man. That's really what it is. Our military is filled with apathetic people. They're gonna fight for America? Dude, the competent Americans that would fight in the army, in the military, they would come home to a country that fucking hates them. Americans feel like aliens in their own country. You're gonna tell them it's necessary that they go fight in Iran? That we need to spend trillions of dollars, thousands of American lives to fight Iran when our country is falling apart? That's a hard sell, man. It takes a lot of cognitive dissonance to get that to work, and that's why I think and this is not a hot take by any means, but I think that's why it's gonna take a false flag. I think that in order to really sell this idea, they need a false flag. They need Americans to feel threatened in their own home. The conflict needs to be real. And I think we live in a post 9/11, post COVID world. I don't think your run-of-the-mill false flag is really going to cut it anymore. I think it would have to be unprecedented, because this is kind of an unprecedented thing that the Americans are being called into action for. People, it's not the same country as 20 years ago. People just don't give a shit the same way. People feel like aliens in their own country, so I think it would take something like a nuclear detonation on American soil. Something very real, something that would terrify Americans into action. I hate saying that, but I think even if they blow up the Nimitz, which is the aircraft carrier that people have speculated that they would blow up that aircraft carrier because it's already planned for decommissioning. I really don't think Americans would give a shit, to be honest. Our government might try to play that up, but how is that real? Half the country hates this. Like half of America just kind of fundamentally hates America. The other half are disaffected MAGA, conservatives. There's the people that really give a shit, they're shrinking in population. Rather, the people that would be spurred into action, the patriotism to fight in the military, that population is shrinking. So it would take something very dramatic to galvanize people into action here. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. I think we're in very dangerous territory, especially when you see like the Hezbollah coming out from a lot of these conservative commentators. It's like clockwork. They all put out their tweets talking about, keep your head on a swivel. Iran might activate their sleeper cells in America. What an odd thing to say at an odd time. And like Laura Loomer said that, Charlie Kirk said that. Across the board, all of these Con Inc. influencers were saying the exact same thing. What's up with that, man? A little pre-programming. I don't think it's Uber Eats. I think there's something going on. 27.
Be living in South Africa.
This is a little scary. I hope Nick is okay.
Graffiti, violent.
I don't think Nick usually orders DoorDash during the show anyway. He always gets food afterwards. That's why he always gets more pissed off as the show goes on, because he's hungry. You know, any updates from? No updates from Rerum. No updates from Intel. They're probably asleep over there. No updates from Middle East Spectator. We already saw that. What the fuck? That's scary, dude. Bro, what is with what is with a certain type of people and trains, man? I swear, that part of the world, they just shrug. Like, I know this is like a father and daughter, but I swear, that part of the world just struggles with getting hit by fucking trains. It's like, how? You know, how? It's a big, hulking piece of metal flying around at 100 miles per hour. It's loud. You can see it coming. You know exactly where it's gonna be. But it's like, India is notorious. People, like, I swear, Indians get hit by trains all the fucking time. I've seen so many videos of Indians getting hit by trains. It's like, bro, I don't even know. Shit's just crazy, man. Ugh.
Okay, well, I love.
Are you Sneeko?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm a Jew and fuck you.
Fuck, oh, okay. Well, I love everybody.
You like Hitler? What's wrong?
What do you mean? I don't like Hitler.
You actually not?
No.
Oh.
That's no way to talk to people, saying fuck you to someone you don't know.
You shit on, like, Judaism all the time. You
no, I don't.
Understand that, right?
No, I don't.
What do you think we believe in?
I think you believe in one God.
Yes.
I think you believe in the chosen people.
No, we don't, dude. We believe that we're supposed to follow the commandments of God. That's what the Old Testament is.
Okay, what have I ever said otherwise?
Don't you say things like Jews, like, believe they're better than other people?
I say you believe in the chosen people.
Well, we're chosen to follow the commandments.
That's all I said.
Do you want to follow the commandments?
Of course I do.
No, you don't.
I want to follow the Muslim commandments.
That's fair. That's fair.
My community's called love speech. I believe in loving everybody.
Okay. Well, can you give me a hug?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry. I apologize.
Look at that. It's okay. What's your name?
Ryan. I'm sorry. You're so heavy. It's just from things I've heard.
I can understand it. The internet spins things in a certain way, but I'm not a bad guy. You don't seem like a bad guy either.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
You don't feel bad.
Okay. One more hug.
One more hug.
Okay. Thank you.
I hope you have a nice day. Hey, have a nice one.
And it's a little cucked, but
hey,
you know,
what's up?
Like, it's a little cucked, but you know, it's a nice gesture. Anyway. Respect
on involvement, because we're kind of getting.
Okay. Looks like it wasn't too bad. Nothing too serious. AI what? Pre-recorded.
For example, today, the president came out and said that everybody needs to leave the capital of Iran, Tehran. He put on True Social, evacuate Tehran immediately, everybody leave. Which would imply that the United States is going to intervene and bomb Tehran. At the same time, Trump and his negotiators, members of the State Department, Steve Witkoff, they have said that they're still open to negotiating with Iran over their nuclear program. So we're getting a very mixed bag about whether the United States will get involved. But I want to talk about the strategic objectives of each player involved to really understand where all of this is headed in about a week.
All right, I don't want to just keep rip off his content. Gavin Newsom posted here. Bruh. Seriously? Oh, bruh. Hope Giraldi's pretty good. Yeah, it's like we're kind of playing the waiting game now. Now we just kind of wait, you know? See what happens. No recent updates. Bro. No, I don't want to do follow for follow. Bro, what is with this, man? Pick is not beating the botting allegations, man. Ugh. Seriously not beating the botting allegations. Go fucking fall down.
Listen, a far-off land is going to come and go after the Western allies. Westerners are fighting, and they're going back and forth, and then this far-off country comes, and Edom falls to them. They lose. The Western countries lose this war.
It's like they lost in Vietnam.
No, very much not like that. Because it's all their armies, everybody, their whole sovereignty. Their sovereignty is going to be gone. They will no longer be a superpower. God's going to come and save these China, whoever it is, and wipe out the Christian countries. Why? Because they destroyed the Second Temple. Meaning, while you were all rooting for the West this whole time, you forgot about the fact that they have major debt to pay, and that is they destroyed the base of Migdos.
And China never touched the base of Migdos.
Right? They don't even know what it is.
They probably supplied material to build the third.
And not only because they destroyed base of Migdos, you ready for this? Think about the Holocaust now and all the pogroms and all the what were those called, crusades, wiping out whole cities of Jews. The Hitzaru, the Israel Begalus, and they caused pain to the Jewish people in their exile. Meaning they persecuted. Hitzaru persecuted. Meaning they're going to get killed in the end because God is going to go on the side of probably China, wipe out the whole West.
Bro.
Why? Because of the destruction of the Second
Why
Temple,
does Kick have so many bots?
And because of the persecution.
Actually crazy.
I mean, all that persecution that just gone through. It's still a bill. It's still a bill that has to get paid by the West. There's a pasuk that says that there's going to be a slaughtering for God. Bit Basra, Shivarani. Basra is a capital of part of Rome, like a big city of Rome, and this is going to be God's avenging. This is going to be God's korban, God's sacrifice or slaughter.
Is Basra a city in Iraq?
Yeah, also, but here it says Shivarani. God comes at the aid of China and wipes out all the Western countries. America, everyone's going down.
Yep. Gleeful, man. Gleeful. Do they know what's up?
Land.
All you really have to do is listen to them. They'll tell you what's going on, what their intention is. Yeah, I think a lot of people are jumping ship and they want plausible deniability. Bro. Dude. What the fuck, man? How many accounts does this guy have? That's so fucking annoying. Ugh. What the hell does that mean? Oh, bro. That's crazy work. All their gold plate junk out of the sky. Latest estimate is 4 F-35s have been taken down. I've yet to see any like substantial, like real evidence that this is true. I've seen that Iran claims that they've captured a female Israeli pilot, but I have not seen any real evidence that they've shot down any F-35s. Bro, what is wrong with people? Fucking sick people. Yeah, Kiev. Dumb Ukrainian. Oh. Israel terrorist state trending? Anything new to talk about? How's Candace trending? It's me. Not getting any good recommendeds either. I think that's kind of all the news we're gonna get.
Guy bailed on his date and left behind a fake wallet? Okay. Alpha male of the week goes to this guy.
That's pretty funny. Bro, what is up with this, man? I don't know why. I keep getting spammed, dude. Are you like trying to get that account banned or something? Cbones345, is this guy trying to get that account banned? I guess it's kind of, I don't really see any more. I'm just looking at updates. Saw this. Ooh, 3 burning ships in the Gulf of Oman near the Strait of Hormuz. Are they doing it? Are they closing the strait? Huh. Whoa, shit. What time is it? Like 9 o'clock over there right now? Oh no, 7. It's only 7. They're only 8 hours ahead. So fucking blurry, man. I think you need more watermarks. Yeah, they're just blasting Kiev now. They're just blasting Kiev. Well, everyone's paying attention to Iran and Israel. This is old. Is this not what they posted? Yeah, it's the same. The same footage. What the hell? What the hell? Seen this already? Bro, this is fucking annoying. What the hell? Dude, fucking Telegram and their bot accounts. I guess that's kind of it. That has to be like a targeted attempt to get somebody banned. I don't see how spamming somebody's link in people's chat, how that's not a deliberate attempt to get that account banned. Because like nobody's gonna that's clearly not a good way to grow a channel. And people are just gonna report that channel for spam, which leads me to believe that these bot accounts might be bad actors. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Israel has murdered more journalists than all other conflicts in the world combined.
I'm asking you personally. You said they would murder you now. I'm not going to let up on this. What would they murder you for? You're telling me right now that you think Israel wants to find you and kill you right now where you are?
No. If I go to Israel, you
you're
said
full of crap.
Go to Israel. If I go to Israel, Israel would almost certainly murder. IDF already wrote my name on a bomb. It's not like they're hiding it. And they murder journalists more than any other country. In fact, all the other countries combined. That's a literal fact. And they murder Muslim Americans, 12 of them. And they didn't object under Biden. We don't object under Trump because you can murder American citizens only if you're Israel. The terrorist state of Israel is allowed to kill Americans. And what do we have to do? We have to give them another $311 billion. We have to start another war for them like Iraq and spend $2 trillion.
You are Israel right now, and you have Iran with the atomic agency saying they are getting perilously close to being able to create a nuclear bomb.
Nonsense.
That is a time where you may decide that is a time to stop them. And that appears to be
I think diplomacy is possible. I think
I've got to leave it there.
Right
We've run out of time, guys. I'm sorry.
I was asked the question.
Not been tried
this
here.
is the same lies that Israel fed us about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
All right.
The same hypotheticals. What if Iraq has weapons of mass destruction? Oh, here's fake intelligence telling you that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction.
This is not fake intelligence. This is from
how
the atomic
Israel
agency.
lied us into a war before. And then they always do hypotheticals like, what if the Palestinians say that we don't have a right to exist? No, the Israeli cabinet has voted that Palestinians don't have a right to exist.
Okay.
All their hypotheticals are what Israel actually does.
I've
What
got to
if
leave it
Iran
there.
has a nuke? Israel actually has a nuke.
Okay.
Israel is the most aggressive country and the most likely to use a nuclear weapon. We have to get out of Israel's control.
Okay, I've got to leave it there.
And the right uniting,
I've
saying
got to leave it there,
yes, serve
guys.
Americans
I've
first.
run out of time.
Diplomacy, get
I've
Russia
run out of time,
involved.
guys. I'm
Diplomacy,
sorry.
back
I'm
off.
going to have to leave it there. I appreciate you joining.
Not $1, not one troop.
We've gone well over time, but I appreciate you all joining me. Thank you very much.
W. Chank Uger. True, very true. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't help but feel like a unprecedented attack on America is imminent. Obviously, I pray it's not true, but the signs are pointing that way. Yeah, Iran looks kind of pleasant. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I think on that note, I'm starving. I'm gonna grab something to eat. Short stream. Short stream. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow. We'll see. Alright, bye chat.